Hello everyone! So we're going to go ahead and start reading chapter 6 and the story of Hachiko waits. Let's see how it goes. When Yuso and his mother got home, they took off their shoes and brought Hachi inside. Yuso put a bowl of fresh water down on the floor of the front entryway for him. "What will he eat?" Yuso asked his mother. "He will eat what we eat," she answered. "Rice and fish and vegetables. We do not have money to buy special food for him." "Come inside, Hachi," Yuso called, but the dog was not interested in leaving the genken to explore the rest of Yuso's house. He sat in front of the door and stared at it. "He does not like it here," Yuso said sadly. "He needs time to get used to his new life," said Mrs. Takahashi. Yuso knelt down next to Hachi and stroked the fur on his back. He spoke to him in a calm, soothing voice. "I know you miss the professor," he said. At the word "professor," Hachi's ears swiveled back. "I miss him too. But you will like living with us, Hachi. I will give you bits of fish and meat and other good things to eat, and I will play with you." "We will have fun together." Yuso offered his hand to Hachi, hoping he would lick it, but the dog just stayed where he was, staring at the door. "Poor Hachi," Yuso said. "You are hoping that the door will open and the professor will walk through it. I would like that to happen too, but it is not possible." Yuso shook his head sadly. If only he knew a way to make the Akita-ken understand his words. Yuso spoke to the dog a little while longer, then fell silent and sat quietly beside him, hoping his presence would bring the dog comfort. "Yuso," Mrs. Takashi called to her son. "It is time to start your homework." Yuso brought his school bag into the front entryway to be near Hachi. He opened a book and began to practice his reading. A short time later he heard footsteps outside the front door. It was his father coming home from work. "Ota-san, please do not come in yet," Yuso called through the door. "We have a surprise for you." Then he called to his mother. "Oka-san, please come help me with Hachi." Yuso's mother came to the genken, and together she and Yuso held on to Hachi so that he would not run away. "You may come in now, Ota-san," Yuso said, "but please slide the door open quickly and then slide it shut tight behind you." "Hello, who is this?" Yuso's father asked upon seeing the big golden-brown dog. "This is Hachi," Yuso said. "He is Professor Uno's dog." "And where is the professor?" asked Mr. Takashi, as he stepped out of his work shoes and into the cloth house slippers. Mrs. Takashi motioned to her husband to follow her into the next room. A few minutes later, Yuso's father came back to speak to his son. "I hear that Hachi is going to live with us," he said to Yuso. "You know that taking care of a dog is a big responsibility." "Yes, Oro-san." "Do you feel that you are ready to take on such a big responsibility?" "Yes, Oro-san," Yuso said again. "He is a young dog," Mr. Takashi said, indicating the back of Hachi's head. "He will live for many years, Yuso. It will be your duty to take care of him for a long time, even on the days that you would prefer to do something else." "I understand, Oda-san." Mr. Takashi squatted down and patted the dog on the head. "Hello, Hachi," he said softly. Then he turned to Yuso. "He is very beautiful." "He is an Akita-ken," Yuso said. "I have heard of the Akita," said Yuso's father. "They are very brave and very smart. We will take him for a walk after we eat. Now go inside and change out of your uniform, Yuso. I will put on a kimono and then we will have supper." When the evening meal was ready, Yuso and his father went into the tatami room. They sat down on the cushions in front of the low dining table next to a small alcove. In the alcove was a tall black lacquer vase holding a pair of purple irises that Yuso's mother had taken great care to arrange in a pleasing manner. Mrs. Takashi brought in 3 bowls of clear soup, 3 bowls of rice, and 3 plates of tempura, and then sat down with her family to eat. Yuso used his chopsticks to pick out the pieces of tofu and vegetables floating in his soup, and then lifted the lacquer bowl up to his lips and drank the hot, clear broth. Next he turned to the tempura. The pieces of batter-dipped fried shrimp and vegetables were balanced in a perfect circle on Yuso's plate. He ate a few pieces along with some rice, and then tried to coax Hachi away from the door with what remained on his dish. "Here, Hachi," Yuso said, offering the dog a few bits of shrimp. "Try some of this." But Hachi did not even turn his head to sniff at the food. He would not even take a sip of water. He just stayed where he was, in front of the door, with his back to Yuso's family. "May we take Hachi for a walk now?" Yuso asked, as soon as his father put down his chopsticks. "Maybe that will make him feel better." Mr. Takashi took a last sip of tea and rose from his cushion. "We will feed him when we return. Come." Yuso's father put one end of the rope around Hachi's neck and held the other end tightly as he slid open the door. But he was not prepared for Hachi's great strength. As soon as the door was open, Hachi burst out of the house, yanking the end of the rope right out of Mr. Takashi's hand. "Hachi, come back!" Yuso cried, but the dog raced away. Yuso and his family dashed up the street, but they were no match for Hachi, who ran faster than the wind. Mr. Takashi turned to his son. "I am sorry, Yuso." "It is not your fault, Oda-san. Hachi did not want to live with us. We are not his family." Yuso's father put his arm around his son's shoulders. "Akitas are very intelligent. They were bred to be hunting dogs. I have heard that an Akita-ken can even bring down a bear. Do not worry, Yuso. Hachi will take care of himself." "But what is there to hunt in Shibuya?" Yuso asked, and his father did not have an answer. So we'll see what happens to Hachi, where he went, and what's going to happen next. Okay? So stay tuned for the next chapter. Chapter 7 of Hachiko Waits. Bye, everyone.